Yeah, proud of how this team responded. Came out last week, had a great week of preparation, and came out on Saturday. Did some really good things. Have to capitalize on a few things. You know, we're down in the red zone twice. We got to come up with points, and we didn't. But it was a team effort. Great team win, and awfully proud of this team.
When you went back and you gauged the film, was that one of the better, if not maybe the best game that Anthony had for you this year in terms of encompassing everything with his legs and being able to throw the football?
Well, I think it was the best team effort on offense. Blocking up front, running by Petey, the wide receivers, the tight ends. But I think as a whole, it was the best. Obviously, Anthony did some really good things, and it was probably his game amongst a lot of other guys. But together, I thought it was the best offensive showing.
Your depth at tackle has had to be tested.
Mm-hmm.
You've had to move some guys around on that offensive line. Knowing you've had to do that due to injuries, what stands out about the group effort that it's been up front, and maybe outside of just the tackles, has there been anybody that's popped out to you in terms of the effort in the games where you have done well?
Well, the expectations at the position. We say that all the time. Guys jumped in there, did a great job. Awfully proud of the way Isaiah Edwards has moved from guard to tackle. He's done a remarkable job. Those three guys in particular, Alvin, Jose, and Isaiah, have done a really good job of keeping that unit together. We've had to move some guys around a little bit, but the guys that have been in there have played really well.
JJ's a guy that you are always behind.
Mm-hmm.
For him to get Defensive Player of the Week honors, I know is a really good honor for him. But what is it about what he does each and every day that allows him to be in those positions and what he's done each and every day since he's gotten here?
Well, he practices that way. He comes out every day, plays extremely hard, practices extremely hard. But when you see a guy like him make plays, you see him make plays throughout the week.
4 interceptions in that final quarter, really something you don't see very often.
Mm-hmm.
What impressed you most about that defensive effort to be able to produce those 4 turnovers there in the final quarter?
Well, we talked at halftime. Going into the game, I thought our defense really did a good job. I know McLaughlin had 100 yards in the first half, but there was no home runs. Here's a guy that's got 60 career touchdowns, 6,000 career yardage. He's a remarkable back. But to keep him corralled was going to be a group effort. And if we could do that and keep him contained and make them throw the ball, we felt like we could get the ball back, and they did. And we did.
When you think of containing Joe Craycraft, he's a guy that's had success there at Youngstown when he's been in there and didn't get to play a ton this year. What were really, you felt, the biggest differences of when he went into the game after Crenshaw left and what you guys were able to capitalize on?
Well, we've played against him before. We know what kind of thrower he is. I thought we got some good pressure. I thought we had some tight coverage. The ball sailed a couple times, but I thought they were forced by us, giving great pressure up front. And when you do that, you're going to create turnovers. And when we did, we had 4, but there was a couple that we probably could have had more. We could probably had a couple more. But it was a group effort on defense. Awfully proud of not only how the offense played, but also how the defense did as well.
Look ahead to this weekend, North Dakota State. First time we've seen the Bison since your very first year here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute.
Yep.
Coach Kleiman, of course, was the head coach then. Coach Ince took over for him. This is a program that's always kind of been the measuring stick for everybody at this level. What stands out about the Bison this year?
Well, just like every year, they're very physical. It starts up front on both sides of the football. They're big, they're strong, they're physical up front, both offensive line, defensive line, and that's where it's always going to start with them.
They've always had a really good quarterback, too.
Yep.
They made the switch there late in the game against Missouri State and Cam Miller going into the game. Anything you noticed what Cam was able to do there late in the game, which really provided, seemed like the spark for them to get over the hump?
Well, Cam's played a lot. He played throughout the spring for him. But no, he came in, did a great job. Quincy's been the guy that's been going throughout the year. He's a weapon as well. But they got 2 really good quarterbacks that we're going to have to be prepared for.
Special teams is always big when you go up against a team like North Dakota State with a return man like Christian Watson. How dangerous is he? Because this is the first time that we'll see him in person.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him throughout the spring, returning kicks, and you're seeing the exact same thing here this fall. He's picking up right where he left off. I mean, he's a playmaker, and the ball's up in the air. He's going to get it. You got to do a great job of covering him and knowing where he's at all times.
Defensively, right now, I think I looked up earlier. I think maybe 3 teams have scored less than 7 points. I think on the year, averaging just giving up 9 points a game. Why is that when you go into the film and look deeper than just the stats? What stands out about them defensively?
Well, it's always going to start up front. They've got guys that they're just going to rotate in and play. They got probably 15 guys you're going to see in there, but they do a great job. They got a lot of depth up front. Their linebackers are good, secondary's good, but it's always going to start up front with North Dakota State.
You said after the game on Saturday, the reason that win was so big is it sets up here down the stretch where you got a ton to play for. What emotions really come for your team this week, knowing you got a lot to play for and you get to go to a place where a lot of these guys haven't had a chance to go?
Sure. Well, it's a great opportunity. And we talked last night as a team. We got a lot to play for. We've got 3 games left. The most important is the next one. But where we go and how we're going to be defined is how we finish.